Okay, so here we come to the first session, the first video on grammar, and that is subject verb agreement. The subject verb agreement is the most important and the fundamental lesson of good writing and of English grammar. Now let's go ahead and see. Before we move on to the main subject of this article, we will discuss the definition of a sentence. We must know what exactly do we mean by a sentence. A sentence is a group of words that make complete sense. Now, a group of words that make complete sense, please understand, unless and until the group does not make complete sense, we cannot say that it's a sentence. A sentence also must have an appropriate punctuation mark. So we have full stop here. We have full stop here, and this appropriate punctuation mark is equally important for a sentence to exist. The other punctuation marks could be a question mark, an exclamation mark, so on and so forth. Without an appropriate punctuation mark, the sentence may be considered grammatically incorrect or incomplete. Now let's look at these three examples. And the first example says she went to the market to buy a washing machine. She went to the market. She went. What is the difference between the options? The first option has more detailed information. She went to the market to buy a washing machine. The second example has fewer details, and the third example has almost little or no detail, and it says she went. The verb went is in the past tense. But what we observe here is that all the three sentences make complete sense. All of the above are examples of a complete sentence. You cannot say that example 3 is incorrect. She went, she left, she died is as good as she went, right? A sentence may be simple, it could be compound or complex, but it must necessarily have a subject and a verb. So what do we see here? We see that she is the subject of the sentence and went is the verb. She here again is the subject of the sentence and went is the verb, and so on and so forth. So what we get here is that so long as the sentence has a subject and a finite verb, these two are more than enough to give it a complete meaning. The moment you start fiddling with the sentence or with the verb, it is quite likely that you may not give the sentence its proper meaning. Without a subject and a finite verb, a sentence cannot be created. Please understand the most important rule. The subject and the verb must be there for the sentence to make complete sense, and they must go together hand in hand. So, in the English language, a subject and a verb are the two minimum requirements. You might have many more things. The way we have in example 1, we have so many things. We have the preposition, we have the article, we have again went to the market to buy something, we have the infinitive, and again, but the basic and the most important ingredient are the subject and the verb. So, a subject and a verb are the two minimum requirements to frame a complete sentence. The first and the most important rule of English grammar and good writing is the subject and the verb must be there in a sentence. Remove the subject, remove the verb, and the sentence collapses there and then. In the next video, we will see some of the rules of subject-verb agreement and fundamentally how to spot the verb. What can be a subject in a sentence? We will see that in the next video.